Hey Gemini, welcome to your Venus in retrograde reading, where we'll take a peek at what you can expect over the next couple of months. So we're going to start off by checking in on the overall energy that's surrounding this reading for you. And the card that we have out for you is Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, and Teacher. All right, so for my Geminis out there, this is a very feminine energy that you are going to be tapping into during this retrograde. I think that for a lot of you, this is going to really be focused on increasing your self-love, increasing your self-care. I think that there's also going to be a desire and an opportunity to create new friendships or strengthen the bonds with people that you already have. It really feels as though for a lot of you, you may not have necessarily been in the best place that you could be mentally, physically, emotionally for quite some time. This is several months to several years is what's coming through for me. And so now I think is the opportunity during this retrograde to do a little bit of self-care, self-healing. This might be a little bit of a dark night of the soul moment for you, I'm sorry to say. But the good thing is that it's going to force you to turn the attention onto things that I think are truly important to you, i.e. yourself and the people that you have around you. So don't stress. Let's get into some tarot and see what other messages we can pull from my Gemini collective. So we're going to start by taking a look at what this retrograde overall has in store for my Gemini collective. You're right. Okay, so we're starting off with the Two of Cups in reverse, clarified by the Six of Swords. Now this is interesting because the Two of Cups, when it's upright, we have two people who are sort of connecting, right, over what seems to be an exchange of cups. We have one person who's standing still and just reaching their hand out. We have another person that's moving towards them to accept it. And if you'll notice that this figure on the left that's sort of standing still, they're not really accepting. They're not reaching for this other person's cup. And so I think that for my Geminis out there, there may have been a situation where because of the space that you were in, you weren't necessarily accepting outreach or assistance or the opportunity to really build and bond with other people around you. It feels as though you might have closed yourself off from others just so you could preserve your energy and your space to get through whatever it is that you were experiencing. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. I do feel that for most of my Geminis out there, it was simply a matter of self-preservation, where it was like, I can't get through this worrying about you. I can't do what I need to do to get through the next day or the next week if I'm focused on anything else but myself. So I don't think that this was intentional, like you were just being antisocial and you hated everybody in the world. It's just that you didn't necessarily, want that burden of accepting help or accepting any offerings from the people around you. But now we see that that's coming in reverse during this retrograde. And I think that you are starting to realize that there are people who truly do care about you, who want the best for you, and who want to help you nourish yourself. They want to pour into you, right? Now, we have that clarified with the Six of Swords, which is really representative of moving to calmer waters. So you have these two figures, looks like, I don't know if that's a woman or a man, but an adult with maybe a smaller child here. And, they're sitting in this boat, has rough waters right here. They're surrounded by swords. But look, they have someone helping them move past this rough water. So while they're in this boat, they are not in there by themselves. And they have someone who is actively helping them to get to a better place. So what you'll see during this retrograde is, if you allow it, people stepping up and giving you the support and the help and the affirmation and the loving and nourishment that you need. Now, an interruption that you might experience during this retrograde, we have the world. So the world is really about a card of completion. It's about closing out one chapter, starting another one, and really sort of opening up to how expansive the world is and everything in it. I think that Gemini, just starting to come out of this place, it's going to be a little bit hard for you to move on by yourself. And I think that there might be a little bit of an element of pride that you have when it comes to opening up and accepting help from the people around you. And we also have that clarified by the Empress. So as frustrated as you're feeling right now, because the Empress is, really about a nurturing energy. It's about someone who is bringing new life, new energy, new ideas, new relationships, new everything, right? This is a mother card. This is someone who is birthing and creating a new life. So that ties in with closing one chapter, starting another, beginning a new life. I think it's going to be challenging, Gemini, for you to do that completely on your own. But there's something in you that doesn't necessarily want to ask for help from the people around you. But I think that if you open yourself up to the possibility, that you'll be pleasantly surprised at people's willingness to step up. Now, an important shift that's going to happen during this time frame, we have the Four of Wands in reverse. So I think that slowly, very, very slowly, you are going to start moving to a place where you are able to sort of open up and embrace this happiness, these relationships, these partnerships that are waiting for you. Because the Four of Wands, the 1111 card, is a gateway that symbolizes connections and happiness and building foundations. I think that you're going to slowly work your way up to that, which is a good thing. You're taking your time. And we have a lot of building that's happening with the Page of Pentacles. This is taking a teeny tiny step towards being more grounded, to being more stable. And I think that, pages are naive, they don't have a ton of things to offer, but they're somewhat eager, right? They want to learn, they want to grow. And so I think that this shift is going to be you taking the first steps to your stability, and with the Ace of Cups, opening yourself up to these relationships that can potentially help you in that regard. So slowly but surely, in a process that doesn't feel too rushed, that I think you're going to feel super comfortable with, Gemini, that you're going to take these baby steps towards building these relationships that are ultimately going to benefit you and the other people that are involved. Now, something to be mindful of during this retrograde, I think, is your energy level. So with the Queen of Wands in reverse, I think that there's a need for you to protect your energy, right? Making sure that you don't give more than you're ready to give to other people, making sure that you conserve energy for yourself as you come out of this process. So being judicious with how you spend your time. Just because you're open doesn't mean that you immediately have to jump into talking to people every single day or seeing them every single day. There's a nice balance to be had there. And we have that clarified by the Page of Wands. So again, go slow, let it be a slow burn, build up trust and familiarity and all of that good stuff. There's no need to rush into things. This is going to be a slow process for you, but it's going to be one that at the end is a lot stronger than, if you just sort of launched into things. Now, how this retrograde is going to benefit you going forward on your journey, we're starting with the King of Pentacles. This is such stability and such strength. This is a person who, if you'll notice, looks like a pretty good counterpart to the Empress. even though it's not in the major arcana. But the King of Pentacles is someone who is sitting very comfortably, very confidently on their throne. They are grounded, they are fulfilled, they have pretty much everything that they need. But the key here is having that stability. Understanding that they have their feet firmly situated underneath them. And this is where you're headed. Now, have you been through it? Yes, with the Nine of Wands, but you're still standing. You are absolutely still standing. You have a little bumps, you have a couple little bruises, you're bandaged up a little bit. You've been through some rough stuff, Gemini, but you're coming out of it on the other side so much stronger, so much more fulfilled, so much more stable, because you are allowing other people to help take some of that weight off of you. And I don't think that you're looking at them to fix everything in your life, but where they can give you a break, or where they can give you a little bit of escape, give you some words that affirm you, or whatever it is that you need from them to just help push you along a little bit. That's what you're going to receive. So making sure that you take care of yourself and allow other people to help take care of you too is going to, I think, prove a really positive thing for you. And it's going to create a new stable foundation for you moving forward. So that's what I got for my Geminis. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.